Do you face problems in handling true, false and not given questions in the IELTS reading exam? If yes, this is all what we are going to discuss today, and we will discuss that why you get them wrong. Hello everyone, my name is Ramandeep Kapoor and I am an IELTS trainer and I have trained thousands of students and helped them clear the IELTS exam. So let's start with the topic. First of all, we will discuss the basic rule. Now many students don't understand the difference between false and not given. How to decide that which one is false and which one is not given. So a statement is true if your statement agrees with the information in the passage. If both agree, then your answer is true. And if your statement contradicts, it means it is talking about the opposite thing, what has been discussed in the passage, then your answer is false. And not given is when the information is given but that is incomplete. So you're not able to decide whether it is true or whether it is false. In that case, the answer is not given. Now we will get to the root of the problem, that why you are making your answers wrong and why you are not able to find the correct answers. So the first point is that you're not aware that paraphrasing is extensively used in the IELTS reading exam. So you will not get the complete information, you will not match the exact information from the passage as well as the question. So the information will always be paraphrased. For example, the sentence says crime is on the increase, whereas the information in the passage says criminal activities are not decreasing, quite the opposite trend instead is seen. So the meaning is same but it is being rephrased. So you have to check, you will not get your answers in the direct way, you will need to check the rephrasing or there will be extensive use of synonyms. Second problem is you are trying to match the words instead of the meaning. I have seen several students that if they find the exact word in the question and in the passage, then they see yes, the answer is true. But this is not the case. You need to see what is the meaning. For example, I have a statement which says rising level of literacy was the main theme of the conference. And now let's see what the paragraph is saying, that whether rising level of literacy was the main theme or it was something else. Sir Anthony was speaking at a conference. So the word is matched. Sometimes the student match these words and they say yes, the answer is true or it is false. So don't go by the words, just read it complete. It says Sir Anthony was speaking at a conference about the need to improve young people's sense of well-being. The University of Buckingham's Ultimate Well-being in Education Conference examined how to respond to stresses and anxieties facing young people. So it means this conference was trying to examine the response to the stress and anxieties which are faced by young people. So rising level of literacy was not the main theme of the conference. So it is very clear that the answer is false because it is contradictory. It is not saying the same thing. The third point which many students face difficulty is between false and not given. So I have three statements and the answer to one is true and the second is false and the third one, so I am not talking in the sequence but it could be anything. So one answer is true, one answer is false and the third is not given. So let's see what the question says. Statement 1 says David Gora is trying to buy a book before it gets broken up. So let's go back to the passage to see whether David Gora is trying to buy a book before it gets broken up. So before and after these words we also need to check. Let's read. The passage says last month at an auction house in Germany, a single page from the medieval manuscript went up for sale. Among those who were trying to buy it was David Gora, the curator of ancient and medieval manuscripts in the University of Notre Dame. So there are some words that are matching. First David Gora, so we got that in the third sentence. And whether, now we'll see whether he was trying to buy a book. So if we go back to the passage, it says that a single page from the medieval script went up for sale. So this information was not same, it was contrary because he was trying to buy a page, whereas the statement says that he was trying to buy a book. So that is why the answer is false. So we need to check it in great clarity. Now we'll go back to the statement 2. It says David Gora works for the University of Notre Dame. So we could find Notre Dame in the fourth sentence. Now we'll read that location. It says, among those who were trying to buy it was David Gura, the curator of ancient and medieval manuscripts at the University of Notre Dame. So it is very clear that David Gura works for the University of Notre Dame. So the second statement is true. So the answer is true. Now let's get back to the question number 3, that is, only a small number of pages remain on the book of hours. So if we'll read this passage, and it says something about the book, it is talking something about the pages, but the information is, we are not getting what we are trying to find out. So what statement 3 is telling us, we are not getting in the passage. So that is why this answer is not given. So this is the way to differentiate between false and not given. So fourth problem is that you start reading the passage instead of checking the keywords. It means you are not taking care of the keywords, you are not looking at the keywords. Keywords are the important words in the sentence, and you need to pick that up, and from the passage you need to find out the answers. Let's see an example. It says the question in the the keywords in the question says Rio de Janeiro, and it says more lifestyle, more dash lifestyle. And so the passage says the study concludes that people are more helpful in cities with a more relaxed way of life, such as Rio. So lifestyle word is in the question, and similar word in the passage is way of life, which also means lifestyle. So what type of lifestyle they're talking about? They're talking about relaxed lifestyle. So that's how, if you pick that keyword and from that keyword you try to match a synonym in the passage, then you will be able to find out the answer. So the answer is relaxed. So the answer is more relaxed lifestyle. Second question says people don't have so much dash. So what they don't have, and they're talking about people. So if we go back to the question, it says the result shows that cities where people have less. So now again synonyms are being used. The question says they don't have much, and the passage says they have less, which means the similar, and this is the keyword. Keyword is people. So what people don't have? So if we'll go back to the question again, it says have less money, generally have friendlier population. So what they have less? So the answer is money. So you have to identify your keywords, find that keywords in your passage, and you will get the answers. And the fifth problem which the students normally make is they're not paying attention to the distractors. Now what are distractors? Distractors are the words that the examiners have deliberately put in your paragraphs, in your passages, to confuse you. And what are these qualifying words? It's like every, all, some, most, a few, always, often, occasionally. So these are the distractor words and how they're being used. For example, let's see an example. The first is Tantien often meets up with her friends after work, and second says she occasionally meets up with friends after work. So first sentence says often and second says occasionally. So there's a difference. All the other words are similar, but these two words just change the meaning of the sentence. So you need to check up for distractors. The sixth problem which the student make is that they're not paying attention to the qualifying words. Now qualifying words are also, they express the possibility or doubt, such as the words we don't pay attention to, that is seem, suggest, believe, claim, possibly and probably. So they also change the meaning of the sentences. Let's see an example. The first says scientists now claim that several different species of humans evolved on the earth, whereas the second says scientists now know that several different species. So claim and know. So these two words completely change the meaning of the sentence. So this is how you make mistakes in the true and false question, because the use of these two small words, they change the meaning of the sentence. Rest all sentence is same. And last is that you're trying to answer the questions based on your prior knowledge or experience. So many of you might be working in the medical field, or you have information about any of the technical aspects, but do not take your prior knowledge into consideration. Always go by what is given in the paragraph and just try to match the question and the passage only. So just see that whether the information in the passage and the question matches or they don't matches, it contradicts or there is incomplete information. Never decide based on your prior knowledge. So yes, so these are the things which you need to take care of if you want to make your true, false and not given questions correct most of the time. I hope this will help you and you will be able to clear your IELTS reading in the first go. Thank you.